We drove the Jaguar F-Pace a while ago in the diesel, guys, and were mighty impressed by the way it looks, the way it drives, the space that it packs in, and the kind of brand value that it gives you for the kind of price that it's available at. Now, at that point in time, we drove the diesel variant. Before that, there was a 3-liter diesel available, and that variant was the most powerful of all the F-Pace cars that you have here in India. Now, this car is being made in India, it's assembled here, so the prices have come down and the V6 diesel has been discontinued. Now, the 2-liter diesel, while it's a very practical motor, it's reasonably powerful, very torquey, isn't quite the car that someone who likes to drive cars fast would want to buy. And since this is an F-Pace and it has pace in its name, one would require it to have an engine which has the proper shove for this kind of a car. So what Jaguar have done is they have plonked in a 2-liter turbo petrol Ingenium engine in this car with 250 horsepower and 365 Newton meters of peak torque, which propels it to 100 in about 7 seconds and will take it beyond 200 kilometers per hour. So now in the petrol, guys, does the F-Pace do justice to its name? Well, if you want to know about everything, the design, the features, the interior and everything else, its comparison with its diesel rivals, I have done a very exhaustive review and you'll find all the details in the link above. However, in this specific review, we are going to talk only about the petrol version, how it drives, how it rides and how it fares against its key rivals. So without wasting any more time, let's get going. Now this is the petrol version. This is powered by a 2-liter turbo petrol. The power output here is about 250 horses and 365 Newton meters of torque. It's par for course. Even the X3 and the Audi Q5 have similar power and torque output. And the acceleration here is 7 seconds to 100. While it's reasonably brisk and significantly brisker than its diesel counterpart, this is not the quickest car in this segment. That accolade, as I mentioned before, as well goes to the BMW X3. However, what really is very appreciable about this engine is this very sporty, very muffled and very sporty kind of a sound that it makes after it crosses 4000 RPM. It drives all the way to 6,500 RPM where it's redlined as well, and that's where the limiter also cuts in. Now you have plenty of modes to select from. You have sport mode, you have eco mode, comfort mode and ice and snow mode as well. In addition to that, you can also change the mode for transmission, which can be used in D or S mode. Now the good thing about the S mode is that it holds on to the revs all the way to the red line. So while you're in D mode, it upshifts automatically, while in the S mode, it will keep holding on to the revs, like we'll see now. It's not upshifting. So that's a good thing if you are in the mood to drive enthusiastically and don't want the car to shift by itself. Talking specifically about the transmission, I think this transmission, while reasonably good, is not the best in the segment. Both BMW and Audi have done a better job with the transmission. While in the city there is a bit of lag and it's very perceptible. Even when you are in S mode, you can feel that there is a slight jerkiness to the transmission. It's not about the speed of the transmission, but the way it shifts in the city or on the highway. If you leave it by itself, it does sometimes fumble and the revs climb up or drop down abruptly sometimes. So that's a bit of an issue. It's not worth complaining. All I'm saying is that BMW and Audi both have a better transmission doing duty in their respective cars. So in that sense, this probably could have been better. However, the positive here is that if you are in the mood to drive in an enthusiastic fashion, it does feel very snappy. It does give you that pushback, which sometimes is very appreciable for a lot of us. The steering is very well weighted. It's a small steering, falls very nicely to the hand, is very nice to hold, leather wrapped, and it's a joy to operate, as is the case with most of the Jaguar cars. So in that sense, Jaguar have done a very good job, especially for a car which is this size. Feels very connected, very nice. You also have these paddle shifters to shift manually. You don't have a sequential shifter down here, so that's absolutely important for a car which has sporty intentions. Fuel efficiency as rated by ARA is close to 13 kilometers to the liter. In the real world, you'll get 7 to 9.5 kilometers to the liter. So the additional acceleration, the better performance and this beautiful soundtrack comes for an extra price in terms of your fuel spending, so you should be ready for that. However, the raison d'etre of this car is to go faster, and does it do that as compared to the diesel? Well, it definitely does. It feels nicer to drive, it feels brisker to drive, and it sounds all that much better as well. The ride here is on the stiffer side, although the body roll is fairly well contained for a car this class. It's not the best in class. That accolade again goes to the BMW X3, which feels a lot more composed and eggs you on to drive it faster. This car will also put a smile on your face, but is it the best driver's car in the segment? No, it's not. I think it's the second best, and as I mentioned, the accolade of being the best driver's car in the segment goes to the BMW X3. However, with the badge, with its very organic, very sporty lines on the outside, I think overall it's a better package. The BMW X3, despite being a very driver-oriented car, doesn't quite look the part. It looks rather boring to me. And if you want the whole package where the car looks good from the outside and goes as well as it looks, I think the F-Pace is a better all-round package. Now, despite being the sportier of the SUVs in this segment, this car obviously is going to be used by families, and people who are going out for long holidays are going to use it. People are going to be sitting in the back seat. So from that perspective, I think the suspension probably could have been a little bit more compliant. It's slightly on the springy side. It feels a little bit bouncy, and unless you're doing very fast speeds, at slow speed, it does feel a little too firm. And while it's understandable, since this car has sporty intentions, purely from a practicality and comfort perspective, there are cars which are slightly more comfortable in this segment. So at 73 lakh rupees on the road, is the F-Pace worth all that money? What's the most amazing thing about the Jaguar F-Pace then? It's that badge right there in front of the grille, and the way this car looks. It packs in a lot of space inside, is very nice to drive. However, is this the best car to drive in this segment? Well, I think that accolade still goes to the BMW X3, which feels better from behind the wheel and has better acceleration as well. So if you're looking purely for a car that drives the best in this segment, I think the BMW X3 is the car that you should be going for. The Mercedes GLE is getting a little too old in the tooth, and it will be replaced by a new model in the coming months, so I'll put that car out of contention. The Audi Q5 tries to do a lot of things right, but it doesn't generally excel at anything. It's a very well-rounded car, and at 69 lakh rupees, it's reasonably priced as well. But if you're looking for a car that does something very well, the Audi Q5, despite being a very well-rounded package, doesn't excel at driving dynamics or comfort or anything in particular. The best car in this segment by far is the Volvo XC60, but that car is not available in a petrol variant. And you also have the NX300H at 67 lakh rupees, but again, that car isn't quite a match for these cars in terms of the performance, and it's slightly smaller as well. Also, it comes mated with a CVT, which isn't quite the kind of hoot that these advanced automatics are. So there you have it then. At 73 lakh rupees, the F-Pace is the most beautiful looking car of this lot. It drives very well. That engine packs a punch, although the transmission could probably have been better. But if you want to put those 73 lakh rupees in a car that looks the part, bears the right badge, and makes people give you a second and a third look, then this probably is the car that you're looking for. It's a very nice car to drive and is an overall very well balanced package. I really wish that there are a few more features. It misses out on basic things like lumbar support and a power tailgate, but if you can ignore that, this car from a badge perspective, from the way it drives, is going to make you feel special, make you look special. And I really think that in this segment, that is what really matters more than anything else. I really hope that this video was of use to you. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe to Motoroids, push that bell icon so that you get all our videos in time. And until next time, then, this is Amit Shangani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.